Whoa, whoa, whoa! That's part two.
We're back, female dogs. I hope that didn't offended anyone.
No.
I love you all.
Shout out to female dogs listening to this. Here we go. Doctor Who fan film Amazing 7 Part 2. The Fans Awakens.
It's just the fans awaken.
Oh, sorry. I called it the Fans Awakens, and you spell checked it to be better. But I still in my head think of it.
It's funny, but it's also it just annoyed me too much.
Yeah.
I edited, if I can get my words out, this text crawl.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
What did you use it? Which Star Wars did you base it on? Did you have as the template?
No, I just kind of there's a little thing, a little text type you can do on my editing software, which is the Star Wars crawl.
Oh, nice. Is this the correct font?
Yeah, I googled it.
Oh, cool.
But the Amazing Doctor Has Vanished bit is just taken from Star Wars 7, where I say Luke Skywalker has vanished.
Luke Skywalker has vanished.
I almost went into Palpatine there. Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker has vanished.
Power.
The Senate has vanished.
I am the Senate.
It's giving me all the Star Wars feels.
I was originally going to have my awful cover of the Star Wars theme on there, but it was just too cool to have the regular theme.
This kind of fulfills the Star Wars fan film fan in me, because I kind of like a wide variety of fan films. Much more when I was younger, but I still appreciate them. But I'd watch all the Batman, Star Wars, Doctor Who. So I feel this kind of ticks that box in my soul of I've made a Star Wars fan film.
We've also got some superhero action later on.
That's true as well. I've done it all with this. I love how lush and green. This is the Eye of Orion level.
Yeah, well, it says it's beautiful. It's Planet Zero.
Yeah.
It's the first planet ever.
I feel like Planet Zero is the too many Doctor Who's Eye of Orion.
Yeah. There's just the Doctor just visits there every now and again.
Yeah. Because no shit can go down there because it's Ground Zero. So it's just a nice place to hang out.
He's just there in the background watching them.
He's behind the tree the whole time. John originally had dialogue.
Other than I've got a bad feeling about this.
He said it once, and then a scripting session. It's all we achieved in a scripting session was changing all of his lines to I've got a bad feeling about this.
All we've achieved, you mean we created a national icon?
Yeah. Sherlock probably doesn't John enough in this.
Well, he's too busy talking to PB.
Yeah.
He's
probably he is probably not Sherlocky enough, and he's sort of more exposition man, but there are little flourishes we try to add in, mainly in the acting, when he says the name is Sherlock Holmes.
Didn't we do that when we were there?
Yeah, I think that was your idea as well.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate, because when I wrote this, it's just he doesn't kind of sound Sherlock. It doesn't sound Sherlocky enough, but I didn't really know how to fix it, and I didn't want to watch Sherlock to try to figure out.
I think it's because I recently to Dan watched the first series of Sherlock, the good one. So I think that's where I instantly ripped it from that bit.
Yeah. I think just my refusal to do research made it not as good as it could have been. Bullying fangirls.
Pretty much any line that I have that's over one word I get wrong so many times. Especially the speech.
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man 3 reference.
Any speech is hard to get through. I found it so hard to get through Razalon's speech the Palpatine speech from the last one. That was so difficult. I had to use a fresh remix of this to avoid copyright.
It's even funkier.
I didn't successfully avoid copyright because it's not on mobile or whatever, but when I put James Brown in the video, it was just removed straight up.
That zoom. The zoom is great.
Your zooms are so good, bro.
I think that's the best thing I contributed, is every time the camera awkwardly zooms in to almost Phoenix's face, but not exactly. Something right here.
I love the way he says that, like he's won with that statement. Like, that's his finishing argument.
That's my favourite
right
bit.
Here.
Now, if it isn't obvious, I play the other sides of Phoenix's characters. And that actually worked pretty well because I have quite long hair. I thought it might show out the bottom of the helmet.
Yeah.
Also, I got to hug Phoenix, which is great.
Yeah. That's why you wrote this into the script, isn't it?
Yeah. You wrote it in because you hate The Force Awakens. So you
I love that slow-mo bit.
Death. we added on what you say when I was
back
there.
The meme.
Like, it was after filming one day and we just edited that together.
Oh, another great zoom.
Look how sad he is.
I love the way you like follow me right at the last second,
Like
and it fits with the music. Dun dun.
It looks so bitter, and he does an anime run.
Yeah, it's maybe intentional.
I'm not sure whether I did that on purpose or not. No, he's dead.
Oh no. How will there be Series 5 now?
It's still coming, guys. Series 5 Sherlock.
That was my alternate, because Razalon is like, oh, I hated those fucking liberals when he's told they're deaf. My other idea was he was like, what? Now there'll be no Series 5?
He said, now this is that's another Bionicle reference there.
Just going to confuse everyone who doesn't know what Bionicle is.
That was my idea.
Repeat!
I'm really sad we didn't make him fade into his coat.
I think originally he was going to yell John again, in keeping with his character, as his final line.
Yeah, you did that on the spot.
But I was just, I don't know. I think I'd learn about the Redbeard thing just before you came, and I was high.
Did you not watch Sherlock?
I've not watched it for years. I've only watched the first two.
You haven't watched Series 3 or 4?
No.
Not The Abominable Bride?
No. I learned about Redbeard, I think I watched Stu Bagful's review of it or something, and I was still giddy off of how dumb that was. And so I was just wanted to include it.
You missed out on such great TV. Gonna have to do a watch room now, Phoenix. You know that. Next time I come round, I'm gonna bring round.
No.
I don't have a Sherlock box set because I don't hate myself. We'll find somewhere to watch it legally, just in case the government is watching us.
I love this bit. It's so awkward. It's just such a non sequitur. It has nothing to do with anything.
It almost ties into the missing uncle story arc.
It works because you almost think it's mythos, and then it's just a complete awkward moment. Oh, he's here. It was really hard to get the string off the lightsaber once we put it on.
We had to roll it down.
We
It's
thought
too
it was going to
tiny.
ruin everything because we shot this first. We were like, we're going to have to do the whole lightsaber fight with string on it. Where does Spider come from?
I think I can't exactly remember, but I think it was like maybe during one of our Skype calls. You know, like really late in it, where we get really tired.
We
So
just
we're
start
just
like
almost
saying nonsense.
slurring words.
Yeah.
Like spider.
Spider was born out of us talking about Spider-Man, but being like really tired.
We're talking about the spectacular Spider-Man,
the best Spider-Man cartoon,
the only Spider-Man cartoon.
the only true one. That is why he sings the theme constantly in this.
During for series 3. Did I actually scare you that in that bit where I go down at Spider?
Oh no, I was just acting,
Just
mate.
act all professional.
Acting, bro. Yeah.
Look at him go.
I really like the way I did a tweet about this, but like the colors turned out in this movie, because like the first bit of it on Planet Zero is super green, and like Sherlock's green, and that sort of represents the kind of PB portion where he's on that planet learning good stuff, and then he comes to the planet Amazing's on, it's all red, and Spider's red, and it's all color coded red, and then they fight and their lightsabers are green and red to fit with that color coding, and it's pretty sweet.
I should have had PB's tie to be green then instead of red, blue even.
It's alright, that's good enough. Come on, Islam, and welcome to the channel.
Got some sick skills.
This was like the first. This was the first thing I came up with when we knew we wanted to do a Star Wars AU bit. That there'd be just they'd be like, we're gonna fight now, and just start like doing like random stuff with their lightsabers while Slam of Fate's played.
I like how they keep touching their lightsabers.
Yeah. don't even care.
But now they fight.
Immediately sacrifices his high ground.
I feel like this almost like reverts it to like almost a playground fights style.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, guys, I'm just coming down.
Yeah. I like just that he went through like such lengths to tell him that he had the high ground. Like it took him so long to shout that down, and then he's immediately like, "Okay, I'll come down."
Wait, because I'm upside down, the sign is actually pointing the other way.
The signs don't work like that. Was that the joke the whole time?
Yeah, that's the
Because
joke.
I only got it like when I saw it like fully done.
Yeah, when it was just me on green screen, it didn't really make sense that much.
No,
This is
like
probably the best
for some
shot
reason,
of the lightsabers.
for some reason it never clicked with me that signs work both upside down and right way around. They always point the same
Yeah.
direction. This is one of my ideas for it, that it would start going 4-3.
Yeah, this
And,
is
like,
an amazing
getting-
idea. I really like it.
Because I remember I really like whenever they do like an effect where they turn 4-3 to 16-9, like either by kicking the bars or dragging them in or anything.
Yeah. We unfortunately weren't coordinated enough to like fully go into that.
Yeah.
Like in Billy's video on 5U Fans
Yeah.
when he kicks it off. We have a bit I like where it's gonna crush us, and I kind of look back and sort of waddle in a bit to try and avoid it.
Digging up my TARDIS here. Oh, it's just a bedroom.
Some meta jokes right there.
See, it's so close but so far.
Yeah. And it works here as well, because I'm like, oh no. We forgot to record your line, which I respond, that's just biased to. So I'm not really saying it in like reference to anything.
Just shouting it like someone
Yeah.
who would say you're just biased
You're
would
just
do.
biased. Sad. This keying out the sky worked really well to put the clouds in. Looks pretty badass.
Cannon, but how do I stop the cannon? What should Spider?
I only just realised, is that the button from like the Nuts meme where it like slams the button down?
Yeah, it's like The whole thing's a reference to that meme for some reason.
I still stand by my original statement that Aunt Ben should have been the Uncle Ben from the Rice. When you're nuts. It's the best bit.
I just gave up at that point. Decided to lean into it. Just because this whole sequence is about sort of filmmaking coming undone with the aspect ratio, I decided to like include that with the explosion.
I think it's a homage to like the kind of early fan films, like Doctor Pooh era, even kind of stuff, where it's all MS Paint and microphone, self-spoken sound effects.
Yeah.
This speech is ripped directly from Bionicle 3.
A lot of it.
It's a great speech. The first bit's Phoenix is writing, and then I added Bionicle 3.
Yeah, originally it was just an original speech, and then you sort of hijacked the later part of it into Bionicle 3, Web of Shadows.
I mean, it all pays off with that one line. The Matora.
That zoom as well.
One of my perfect zooms.
I know people who've seen this who have no idea what a Bionicle is, but none of them have asked me about that.
No one's
so I guess
asked you what a Matoran is.
I guess it somehow just plays. Like it's like so of the moment that it doesn't matter that you don't know what it is. It's really interesting.
I mean, I'm going to expose you now, and I'm going to say you got your revenge on me by including the wrong track for the Bionicle speech.
I know.
I specified, it's even in the script I checked recently, what specific track it is from the Bionicle 3.
I honestly thought this was it.
I always sent you...
The fake fan.
Just search up the clip. The karma turns to the good side. Oh,
It works, so...
got a good bit of banishment here.
Yeah. This again was filmed... This was filmed the Friday before I released this.
Oh, that soon. Yeah, I was wondering why, because when I did the trailer for it, look on my channel, #subscribe. Yeah, on my channel, I did the trailer, and Phoenix had to send me the almost finished version, but the Razalon bit wasn't there, and that was like the week before it came out.
Yeah, and you were
So
like,
it's
oh
like,
shit.
where's Razalon?
I heard to walk so far away from the camera. Just casually.
Surprised the camera didn't fall over.
Yeah. If you're not aware, this is obviously a Hellbent send up.
How he just banished Razalon.
Yeah. I was kind of glad because I think we wrote this before Hellbent came out.
Originally, yeah, and then we added bits.
And I think we weren't sure how it was going to end.
No,
it
it can't have, because Hellbent was in 2015.
Did we not? I feel like I wasn't aware of it when I wrote this.
Did you just...
When we wrote this?
You probably
I
just
don't know.
forgot about Hellbent's existence.
I feel like maybe we kind of vaguely knew this was going to happen before Hellbent, but didn't write it then?
Why are John's
Maybe.
teeth so scary?
I don't know, it's just the glow I put on. It just makes my teeth shine.
So the PNGs in the backgrounds are really some of the greatest things.
Thumbs up for all these cameos.
Now, some of them the casual viewer might not recognise, because they're characters from the what was called the Too Many Doctor Who's universe. Basically, Proper Bonkers and Amazing is almost like part of a cinematic universe of bad fan films and audios. It's very expansive.
Blair Harrison's the most important character to that canon.
Blair Harrison doing the YMCA in the corner. The Monocle Doctor
I
and
was
Hershey were there.
I was so glad that keyed well. Like that. I love the ghost. Like might be a bit overplayed as a reference, like to Return of the Jedi. But I really like it in this context because like he killed most of them. So when they're like laughing and like nodding at him and stuff, like he legit stabbed two of them to death.
I also really like it because it's just like Sherlock, John, and then Spider,
Yeah.
just like really out of place.
He like breaks the chain of like Sherlock characters.
And then this, it's a magical. Well, it's a very deep reference, isn't it?
This is deep lore. Yeah.
So it's like this song is the Kids Bop version of Hot and Cold. And do you want to explain why we chose this version of the song?
It's because the music video is performed by none other than a young Zendaya, star of Spider-Man: Homecoming.
We found this out when this is before Homecoming came out, and we were like, "Who's this Zendaya? Who's in it?" And then we at the same time we also happened to be looking at Kids Lot videos, like by coincidence, and we found out that she was in the Spider-Man film.
I think we'd seen it before we started searching who Zendaya was, and like it came up, and we were like, "That's oh my god, that's her."
I think it was actually in like this. It was an idea for us to dance to it, like before we knew Zendaya was in Spider-Man.
Yeah, and then it sort of all slotted together with Spider-Man being in this. Spider, excuse me.
Yeah, Spider. Get your characters right.
And this kind of expanded, because originally I was just going to do it with them on the stage, and like shots of the crowd clapping and stuff, like as if it were a real environment. But we sort of took cues from the Kids Bop music video.
Which is, check it out if you haven't. It's
especially because it's got a bit where they are dancing on literally the time vortex.
Yeah,
so
they were dancing in the time vortex.
It felt appropriate, and then I put that in this I like the time vortex they dance on is actually kind of nicer than the regular amazing title sequence time vortex. So it's like, how did fictional Phoenix get good at effects for like 1 week?
For this one, it's like I like the little dive I did there, but we recorded like a single dance of each of us, and then like a double dance that we did.
Yeah, we were both in shot.
Which is good.
This bit I did so last minute. I did this whole music video.
Why are they so shaky here? Is it just because it's getting more intense?
Yeah. I did this whole music video bit on the Saturday, the day before. Not even the whole of Saturday, because I work 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. Whoa. I did that, and then I came back and I did that whole music video, and it took me till like 2 a.m. Sunday, and then I rendered it.
See, this guy is, he is dedicated.
And that's it.
That's it.
That was done.
No post-credit scene, sorry.
No.
Blame Phoenix.
There was an idea for one, but I had no time.
I'm not surprised. I was upset until I've only just found out that you were up till literally 2 a.m. on a release day editing.
Yeah. Like my eyes bleeding, and I was like,
I'll let you off, I guess.
More Kids Bop.
Someone call the doctor.
I think we can. I really like the after credit scene. I think we can use it in something else, so I won't spoil it here.
The after credit scene kind of teases the next one, so I don't know whether we can.
I think we can, because then it'll feel like it's teasing something else, and it just never will, which will be even better.
Do we want to say anything about the next Amazing before we leave to reward
that'd be a good idea. Yeah,
sat through this.
I guess I don't know what would be a good tease.
Well, what can we say about Amazing 8?
I guess that it's kind of in the vein of New Who episodes where he meets a sort of historical figure.
Yeah, it's a historical figure.
So, guess like kind of Unquite Dead, and specifically there's a lot of Vincent and the Doctor in it.
Yeah, it's set in between this one and the Amazing 6 with the President. So you kind of see him after he's left PB. And
of course, between sad goodbye, happens immediately after this.
Happens after sad goodbye.
Yeah, you really like Vincent and the Doctor, right?
That's my favourite Doctor Who story.
I didn't know that when I put a ton of references to it.
So it's like it's a mix between being offended by it and just giggling a lot. That's how a lot of our scripts come to be. Just
Why must you wound
Skype.
me this way, Phoenix? Hee 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 hee.
Is that the Jared Leto Joker there?
Yeah.
Damaged.
So yeah, that's the kind of tease for it. Doctor Who will meet a historical figure, and it will be sort of, as all those are, kind of about their legacy, in a way.
Yeah.
And like Unicorn and the Wasp, stuff like that. Sort of in that vein. And you can wildly speculate on who he's going to meet.
What kind of figure it's going to be.
Oh, spoilers, it's Mark Zuckerberg.
Spoiler sweaty.
It's the Doctor's secret boyfriend, Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg.
His secret husband.
The husbands of Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg and the Doctor.
Spider is his other husband. Forget all those teasers we did. The next one's changed completely now. Now it's called The Husbands of Mark Zuckerberg. Check it out. Coming March 2019.
Starring Richard B. Brooks as Mark Zuckerberg.
That would be perfect.
Can we get him?
Richard B. Brooks, if you're listening to this, can you drop a comment and agree to play Mark Zuckerberg, please?
Can you like, comment and subscribe about Mark Zuckerberg?
If you like, comment and subscribe, I'll know that you're 100% down to play Mark Zuckerberg, okay?
Only then.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any closing words on Dark Canons as a whole?
It was really fun to do. It's the best thing I've ever done. Just going down there and recording with you was really fun. It was really weird though, because I think that's the first time I've seen someone online and then seen them in real life.
Yeah.
So I was like, it was weird because the whole time I was like, oh, this is Phoenix's real face and real house and real hands. I don't know. What if I mess up? Oh no. But look at this is fun. We did a lot of fun things like watch Speed Racer and watch all the first 2 seasons of the Lego Ninjago show.
Marathon Ninjago. To like a state where we were delirious.
We just kept talking about the show in between shots.
That's like the behind the scenes. If I were to release it, like the B-roll is just us like talking about Ninjago.
Can we expect a blooper reel?
I can have a look. I think they're almost not funny. Like most of the bloopers are just us saying the lines wrong, which is not
funny.
Like very funny.
Just see funny editing bits in it then. Add a fart sound effect and some laughs. Works at TV.
Yeah, fine, I'll do it. Just in random moments. Like, oh sorry, I got that wrong.
Do you have any closing statements on Darker Canons before we wrap up this hot dog? Yeah,
it turned out really well. It's probably the most ambitious thing I've worked on I've made in terms of the filming and the editing. There's like so much green screen and volcanoes added in and lightsabers and stuff, but also just filming it, because when you put the two together, and we filmed it as if it was one story basically,
like a real Doctor Who.
It is the length, of a Doctor Who episode. Like we've essentially made a Doctor Who episode, which is in this day and age of fan films not actually that stunning. Because
but I mean, it's not
certain
boring.
Fan films bring out like 2-hour fan films,
and half of it isn't set in the TARDIS.
Yeah, I think we did quite well.
Not mentioning anyone in specific.
And I was kind of worried because it's quite different to the other fan film amazings, because it's longer, but also it's much more plot base than any of the others. And in terms of it kind of has an arc.
Yeah, it's got like a story you've got to follow through, but it's kind of like been going up since the first PV one.
Yeah, and it's like the most legit of the fan film amazings, where like it's got a plot and there's sort of ties into the story arc, and it's got a beginning, middle, and end, and even like they're kind of like weird, but everyone has a sort of motivation and a slight bit of character arc throughout it, even if it's sort of weird and comical, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was a really good sort of experiment and expansion on fan film amazing and just anything I've done, and
couldn't be done without my amazing production. Everyone, please hire me. I'm
Yeah,
probably a
definitely.
good producer for once I go to university. and
take
do a
this
course.
moment to thank you as the producer of this, because this,
My role as
was-
producer is just me yelling at you to make it.
yeah, I feel like this is definitely a lot of it. This specific project's existence is sort of your influence, because, I mean, everyone's influence makes me keep making these, because it was just supposed to be it was supposed to be one video in the beginning, and then I thought, well, fine, I'll make it a trilogy, and so Uncle of the Doctor was supposed to be just the last one,
Is it?
and when I made it, I thought it was going to be the last one.
Oh yeah, of course, because it took a while to make it.
And that's why I've kept it as canonically still the last one.
But then it kind of like blew up with other. It
Yeah.
became part of the universe.
Well, even then, the universe was starting, and I thought I'd make the trilogy, and then I'd appear as cameos, like whenever people wanted, and I'd be in multi-Doctor stuff if people wanted, and I'd sort of appear here and there. But it was really like you did we sort of formed the PB would come on board. Like Fan Film 4 was too funny to me to not make, so
I think we only have one man to thank then for this whole thing.
no, let's not thank him.
I think we have to. He's been a great inspiration to a lot of these things. If you're watching, thank you. You know who you are.
Yeah.
For making an incredible thing with 2 Doctors in it, and it's got lots of
I mean,
effects and such.
Him and you are just the two muses for this series.
It's a shame Peavy didn't turn out to be the master.
Turn out to be the Rani.
Secretly the Rani. I've got the hair.
Yeah, so you really kept it alive and kept it going, and then you're sort of like, wanting to make everything happen, makes everything happen really.
Oh, that's nice.
With like some exceptions, I'm just looking at these thumbnails. Yeah, like First Easter and the
First Easter is like one that I had no influence on,
and the
or the
Ronan
President
Garon
one. I
President
just
one.
started in that. Those ones were fun to watch myself because I had no idea what was going on.
Now you're very much like a driving force, and Darker Canons was kind of, like you really helped that happen. It wouldn't have happened without you 100%.
Oh,
So that's really cool.
couldn't
Thank you.
have done it without you.
Yeah.
They, Mumwa.
Skater boy.
See you later, boy.
So thank you everyone who also watched it. It's very nice when people watch it and who write like nice comments, and it's really nice because when, I don't know about you, but when I make stuff I do sometimes get insecure about it, especially this. I was like, oh, it's too long, no one will watch it, people will be bored. Even though I like the jokes, part of me is like, oh, it's too long, won't watch. So it's like, it's always nice to hear that someone enjoyed it. So thank you to anyone who's written, and even a comment that's like, this was great. That's really nice, because it helps me believe it is good a bit more.
Yeah.
and makes me want to make another one. So it's not emotional blackmail. I'm just saying, like,
remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Otherwise, we'll stop.
I started off trying to do like a emotional, like, heart to heart with the audience, and it just turned into don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Jacob Zero's channel.
Right, so we should probably say goodbye. We've probably talked for like the length of another episode.
We've talked for 36 minutes. It says on my thing.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes more. So I don't know what people are going to be watching while we say all this.
Well, we put little pictures on there, like fly PNGs up and add fart and laugh sound effects. That's how Big Bang does it.
So yeah, thank you, Jacob, for Dark Canons and this commentary, and thank you, audience, for watching Dark Canons and this commentary.
Thank you, Phoenix, and thank you, me. You're really cool, me.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank myself for
that was the best one.
It being a visionary.
The original, you might say.
You might say. Yeah, so we'll see you for the next Fan Film Amazing, whenever that may be. And I don't know, maybe we'll do some more commentaries on like older ones.
Yeah.
Like Fan Film 4, Age of Clown.
Peace out, hot dogs.
Yeah, peace out. Peace out, my hot dogs. Jacob's stopped recording the commentary, so now I can just throw shade at him. He was so difficult to work with. It was terrible. He's shouting at me to stop, revealing these truths, but you can't hear it on the commentary because he stopped recording. He's just in the Skype call now. Nothing can stop me now. So unprofessional. 0 out of 10.